These are the games. What's that? I don't know if you can even see them. I can't zoom in. But I'm going to be doing Nico versus Snetch. Nico versus Snetch versus Roman. Goris versus Child. Nico versus Wretch. And Snetch versus Goris. Meanwhile, Kian is going to be doing Roman versus Child. Nico versus Goris. Snetch versus Rush. Goris versus Roman. And Rush versus Roman. And Trumpet is taking Goris versus Rush. Rush versus Child. Nico versus Roman. Snetch versus Child, and Nico versus Child. Okay, so I don't really remember how this works. They have to take the tier 3 in that deck, and only that tier 3. I don't think there's anything else. They do... Didn't you get to ban units? Are we doing unit bans? I'm pretty sure that was a thing. No unit bans here. Okay, since this is preseason, no unit bans. Which means the Badger players are fucked. Because there's no real decent way for them to deal with snakes. They could take Owl, but they're not allowed to take alternate tier 3s. They could take Wolf, but they're not allowed to take alternate tier 3s. I think the best way to do this if you're a Badger player is to just mass lizards. Okay, so Nico versus Snatch. Round 1, that's a Fox versus Badger. Oh, hang on. They change which tier 3 they are in each game. No premium. Actually... Actually, I don't need to do a separate announcement. If they haven't noticed Gents, they won't notice mine. Okay, what are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? Apparently TNT is working weirdly for people. Okay, we got Nico and Snatch. I mean, I'm willing to just go. Okay, so Nico has to take the fox and Snitch has to take the badger. Which gives Nico a favourable matchup. Alright, we're off. Hey, Lucas. Alright, so we got Lizard, Mole, Skunk Cam, Badger, Machine Gun against Squirrel, Toad, Mole, Skunk, Snake, Fox. And remember, these are only best of 2. This is the gent thing. They have to take a certain tier 3. No unit bans. But there will be for the actual tournament. Okay, Nicolo putting down a mole is probably going to get... Could get this farm, is going to at least force a sell. Could probably get that farm, but started moving the wrong way. Just goes back, puts down some warrens. Snitch sells his warren. No. This is like a beginner's thing. If Gent didn't ask you to play in it, then you don't need to play. Okay, Nicolo could be doing an aggressive push here with the double tier 1 warren, but he's supply blocked himself. There's a long way to go, which means Snitch is going to have a lot of time to build up. He's only got 2 squirrels here. Oh, and if his commander goes down... Okay, he keeps his commander alive, but I think this rush distance is too far for Nicolo to get anything done. Steady just goes back, puts down a farm. But Snetch has been on 8 farms this entire time, so he's a bit ahead in eco. You weren't invited because this is meant to show that this is a beginner-friendly event. And you aren't a beginner anymore. I might be if my next league goes as badly as this league. If I get relegated again. But I hope that won't happen. Of course, I hoped it wouldn't happen this time. Hope's not good enough. Alright. Snake's coming out for Nico, and Snetch going up for Cam Skunk. Oh, fuck. I didn't notice this. And apparently neither did Niccolo, as he's not here. The Toads auto blow up, but still 3 farms going down. Oh, okay. So Niccolo was a bit ahead and could definitely push here. Snetch... Snetch has a much weaker loadout. The Toad-Snake combo is going to really hurt Snetch. Ooh, here he comes. Here comes Niccolo. Snetch needs to micro very carefully here. He doesn't see this coming. He's going for a lot of tier 2 and a tier 3. So he's still got a fairly good army. If he can take his lizards round the side, get the toads away, the skunk cam might be able to deal with the... Oh, there's not really a lot of places to run here. Big blow-ups by the toads. And now the snakes are going to kite these chameleons back. Kite these skunks back. It's going to be impossible for Snetch to catch up to them. He's supply blocked on a lot of stuff. Now luckily the reinforcement distance for Niccolo is going to give Snetch a chance. It means it's a long way for these toads to come, so the lizards can actually get in and do some work. And these snakes are finally starting to die. And Snetch sells the Badger Warren. Tried to get it out, but a Badger is very counterable when your opponent knows you've got it. Look, we don't get a lot of new players. Beginners have still been playing this for quite a few months. Oh, trying to come through this choke point through all the gas means that despite the toads getting great connections and blowing up all of Snetch's lizards, it's basically an even trade. Now, are we going to see any tier 3s in this tier 3 tournament? Because Snetch, it's risky for him to go for a Badger, especially since he doesn't have any pigeons. But Niccolo could go for a Fox. Although against Mass Lizard, that's also pretty risky. 2.5 hours. Yeah, and that was with 3 people streaming the Pocketbot Cup. Like, it's pretty ridiculous. I mean, I kind of want to actually play this game. I got something like 4 games in. So I might... And I'm going to do the American one again. So I think I might just keep streaming this time. But I'm definitely going to go grab some tea. Okay. Niccolo. It's a lot of tier 1. Snetch is getting 6 skunks, 4 cams. He's quite equipped to deal with tier 1. But he needs to have some way to move out, because Niccolo has secured this space, which means he's got the only other base on the map. And Snetch just running straight forward with his lizards, not really putting in a lot of effort to micro around these toads. Does bait Niccolo into the machine guns. I thought these machine guns weren't going to do anything, but they do actually get some value. Alright, now the toads are going to blow up into the chameleons as well. But they do survive. Well, mostly. Okay, Snetch needs to push out now while Niccolo is low on army. And while his reinforcements are dribbling in. It's just so many toads coming in from Niccolo that they're even getting into these skunks. Snetch. And Niccolo is very supply blocked. He has a better eco, but he's very supply blocked. Niccolo could probably afford to sell these turrets. They're not doing too much at this point. He is still managing to bait Niccolo into them a few times. But what he needs is the skunks can't do any Warren damage, and that's what he needs. Oh, Niccolo surrenders. Alright, that's a point for Snetch. Now, Nico has to take the boar, and Snetch has to take the fox, which I think gives Snetch the favourable matchup this time, but not by much. Okay. Lizard, pigeon, falcon, cam, fox, mine against lizard, pigeon, mole, falcon, boar, wire. Yeah, that's the gimmick of this tournament. You have to take one of the tier 3s, and you can only take that tier 3. Alright, here come the lizards. Oh shit. It's the second time I've missed a lizard push. But Snatch comes in, lizards down a pig, goes up to 8 farms. When is America? I think it's... Actually, I don't know when America is. I think sign-ups start at 11? It might be midnight. No, I think sign-ups start at 11. Yeah, doing the Sudoku. Ugh. Oh dear, here come the lizards. And Snatch was not there to micro. And he's trying to get 2 tier 2 up. On the front lines means that Niccolo can just get right on him. So he's forced to sell, but now Niccolo's just going straight for the pigs. And Snatch going down for a whole 3 pigs. That was really greedy by Snatch there, trying to get up a mill and 2 tier 2 warrens. Snatch just getting completely overrun by lizards. This is looking like it's going to go to a 1-1 match. It's going to take a real throw from here for Nico to lose this. Okay. Now. Okay, now it's Snatch versus Roman in our lobby. And Roman just finished his games with Child, so he should be here pretty sharpish. I won't spoil it. I won't spoil the results of those games. You can find them out for yourself, though. Okay, here we go. So, Snatch is on Team Wolf this time, and Roman is on Team Out. We got Squirrel, Mole, Falcon, Skunk, Snake, Wolf against Squirrel, Skunk, Snake, Owl, Wire, Artie. So both playing to their strengths. Snatch taking a lot of tier 2. Basically doing an Araloo. And Roman taking his defenses, and he's going to try and probably take this into a long game. Ugh. And map-wise, he could do it. It's hard for him to completely cut off the map. If he gets an RT up here, though. Actually, yeah, if he starts getting RTs up here, he can make it a bit difficult for Snetch to get around here. Because he'll see if Snetch tries to move this way. And that would shut off these two mills, this mill. Probably this third mill. That's a bit of a stretch, though. Okay, well, he has to get that far first, because Snetch with the Squirrel Mole can always just push in if he sees Roman relying too heavily on defenses. Okay, here comes the Squirrel Mole push. Looks like we won't get a long game. Roman doesn't have a lot of squirrels up. Snetch does have this mill to tank for him. He's only got 2 moles. But he's focusing the units, focusing the squirrels. More moles are coming out. Moles reinforce very quickly. And the mill is dead. Snetch. Oh, Roman also had very forward mills, which means he's going to have to sell. So, Snetch is going to get a lot of value here. Roman is trying to put up wire, but he's blocked off by his own Warren. Like we said, beginner friendly. I don't know how much Roman's been playing. He might not be too familiar with the mole squirrel meta. But this is definitely GG right here. More and more pigs going down. Roman down to 3 pigs. Okay, Roman's gonna try and keep fighting. He's trying to get up a barbed wire wall, but he doesn't have enough squirrels to support it. The moles just chunk through. They get the farm that he was building, and now more pigs are going to go down. And behind this, Snetch has some skunks coming out. Alright, now they swap. So Roman is going to be taking the wolf, and Snetch has to take the owl. We'll see how that changes their game plans. Okay, here we go. Squirrel, toad, falcon, skunk, owl, mine against squirrel, lizard, falcon, cam, wolf, wire. So, a bit of a different style from both players. Roman not going with as much tier 2, and Snetch not taking the moles or as much. Snetch not going as hard into defences. What tier 3? I'm going to be on Team Badger, obviously. I'm going to be on Team Badger. What other team would I be on? I'm disappointed to find out that you can only take that tier 3. It's going to make it quite tricky. I think Badger's probably going to have it the hardest because they are the most heavily countered. Like, if you know you're up against a Badger player, just take snakes, and that's sorted. The best counter would be I mean, the best counter is going to be another tier 3, which you can't take. Yeah, but if you have to ban snakes every game, then how are you going to ban moles? Like, if I was any other tier 3, if I was Badger, I think you've got to ban snakes every game. But if you were any other tier 3, I'd just ban moles, ban moles, ban moles, always ban moles. Alright, Roman pushing in. Not getting too much, but not losing too much either. Now, Snetch does have the toads. He's got the skunk building, so he's slightly behind on tier 1 count, but once these toads build, it's going to be... Roman's going to need some tricky micro to keep his lizards alive. Alright. Roman trying to get his barbed wire up. Force Snetch through the water. I think Roman really wants to get some falcons up. Oh, he's selling the barbed wire. That is an odd play. I won't lie. It's not what I would have done. But maybe that's a good thing. Maybe you shouldn't play the game like me. I am quite bad. Okay, Roman's going for a wolf. He's going to get his tier 3 out. The problem is, I mean, Snetch could just move in. It's going to be so hard for... Oh, it's going to be slightly tricky for Roman to micro around. To get his lizards on the skunks without... Then again, there are only 3 toads. 3 toads generally aren't that good against this many lizards. You need 6, really. And, I mean, Snetch is putting down more and more mines, so Snetch isn't going to move in. He could, and he probably should, but he isn't. Okay. Now, Roman's going to get this wolf out, but he still does need an answer. He is going to have to move out eventually. Like, Snetch putting down all these mines basically means he gets the entire rest of the map. How does Roman clear them? He needs... Or maybe he can just out-army them, but it's going to be hard for him to get that much army on just a 2-base eco, even with a wolf. Falcons can dodge all of the mines and the toads as well. Maybe he just wants to run his lizards in just to blow up all the mines, because that's actually a fair trade. That's 180 for 180. So you run the lizards in straight away and just get as many explosions as you can. And then you move in with the rest of your army once the mines and hopefully a toad or 2 have been cleared out. It looks like Roman's just going to move in with a bunch of falcons. I don't think he's scouted. He hasn't scouted Snetch in a while. Which one is Roman? Blue. I mean, if Roman waits too long... Yeah, he's probably got it. Looking at the army graph. His mines aren't going to do much. And neither is the owl, really. Snetch needs a lot more falcons. Roman has no real answer to mass tier 1. So Snetch could also just go for loads and loads of squirrels. But Roman's just going to come in with a big old falcon ball. And all these mines aren't going to do jack against that. But if Snetch can hold on, he can just hold on, then Roman is going to be starving pretty quickly. That one doesn't quite go down. It's holding on by the skin of its teeth. Its non-existent teeth and their non-existent skin. Alright, here we go. Here's the push. Snetch is actually ahead in army. He throws away the owl, but it does a lot of tanking, kills the falcons and the wolf. And it looks like Snetch has this from here. He's got the better eco. He is supply blocked. But he's got more tier 1, which means he's going to be building his army quicker than Roman is. And falcons aren't too good when they're coming out in just 1s and 2s. You need, like... You need a ball. You need a falcon ball. And Roman is now starving. Roman waited for too long. He was ahead on Army by a significant margin for about a minute. But he just kept on waiting. And Snetch wins 2 in a row. Okay, now it's Goris versus Child. Wolf versus Boar. I am going to get more water. Because I'm pretty sure my throat is bleeding. Okay. Oh. Okay, we got Giga. We're waiting for Child. Oh, and he's still playing Rush. So, hopefully that won't be too long. Mm-mm. Alright, here we go. And this is the first time I've cast a child game in possibly the whole year. This is the Gentleman's Preseason Best of 2 tournament. Gentleman is running another 21 series where everyone has to take a certain tier 3 and can ban a unit. And he is doing a little Best of 2 league as a preseason event to sort of show what it will be like. But players aren't going to be just with one tier 3, they're going to swap tier 3s between games, and they aren't going to be banning units. So it's not exactly like the event, but it's kind of like the event. When was the last time I talked to Child? Okay, so 1506. So no, not the last time I spoke. So not the first time I've casted a child game all year, but the first time in at least a few months. Okay, so we got Squirrel Falcon, Skunk Cam, Snake Wolf against Squirrel Pigeon, Mole, Falcon, Skunk Boar. Rush. I mean, it is a child, he is probably going to do that. I mean, this is basically Child's deck. Like, this is what he would run in a normal situation. No, actually, this is your deck. This is this boar deck. Squirrel, Pigeon, Mole, Falcon, Skunk, Boar. This is the deck. And he's even got your symbol. The eye. Oh my god. Child is doing a Lucas cosplay. Except he's not wearing yellow. But, I mean, you play Bellified pretty regularly. Okay, we got the squirrels, we got the skunks, we got the pigeons. All we need is the moles. No, you need to wait for both skunks. Alright, Child wants to go in. He's not got any moles. But he's holding out against just squirrels. Oh, no, Giga is building his own skunks. But they're not here now. One just comes up. It looks like Giga's going to lose this mill. Or not, he's trying to push in to defend it. Child, it has to pull back. Child, you need... This is why you need the moles. Ah, now he builds the moles. Okay, here he comes. Round 2, he's probably going to get this mill. He's coming in at a strange angle, but he gets through the choke point nice and easily. He kills the pig, he kills the skunk, he kills the mill. He does lose one of his skunks, so it's not a perfect Lucas cosplay. He didn't get the skunks away at 1 health. But he's coming in with the moles. The snake is out for Giga, but can it hold against this? I mean, there is really only a skunk here now. All the squirrels are dead. But Giga took a lot of damage there. Losing a farm on his main. Both skunks. the base and another farm. That's at least 180, 240, 300 food. Oh, Child is probably, yeah. Child is definitely very happy with this meta. So aggressive, and you can just one base squirrel mole push. This is a good meta for this guy pushes. I've been telling you it's been a good meta for you for bloody months, and you never fucking believe me. Like, the entire Premier League was just squirrel mole pushes. This has been a terrible meta for me. No late game. And constant moles. Alright, Child coming in again. Armies are even. Child has actually expanded. Alright, Child just needs to trade decently well here. He needs to trade well enough that Giga can't do a counterattack, but Giga's getting up to 4 skunks, and with 2 snakes, he might be able to push on his last farm. He's probably going to fall into starvation soon, but he might be able to just all in. And do it anyway. He's ahead in army. Child has a better economy in a big way. Giga is starving. I think Giga should just move in. I think he missed his opportunity. He's trying to expand. He's trying to play the long game. But he needs 120 just to catch up to... No, he needs 180 just to catch up. And that entire time... I don't think this is the right call by Giga. But Child's coming in through a choke point again. So Giga's trading pretty well. You can sell a tier 2 Warren here. Okay, selling the skunk is pretty good. Slams down 3 farms. He's actually going to get ahead here. I mean, Child came through like this between the mill and this cliff here. It's a really tight choke point, which with the 4 skunks, Goris was able to just fill up. Child going for 4 falcons on his 2 farm economy, because of course he fucking is. Goris is like, Child has this 1 more attack in him. And, well, we'll have to see where that ends up. But it looks like he's going to be able to do this. 4 falcons is not quite a falcon ball. With 6 squirrels and 2 snakes, I think Giga could do it. He needs to micro well, but it's definitely doable. Okay, here we go. Giga's coming in now. The falcons are out. And Chant isn't pushing. That's bizarre. But Giga with an extra tier 1 Warren and 2 extra farms, Giga's actually going to be recovering into this game, but if he's not going to push, then that gives Child the opportunity to recover as well. Have we got a full reset on our hands? We might do. No, child. He can't resist his nature and is going to push in. This snake focus fire coming down on all these falcons. Child has lost. Giga's done it. Now, before Child can rebuild, Giga is just going to come straight over to this mill and focus fire it down. His units are very injured, but snakes are pretty good at dealing with mills when there's nothing to shoot them. And that mill's donezo. Child is in starvation. And Child sold the skunks, so he's got nothing to deal with all this tier 1. Why would you sell the skunks and not the falcons? He still isn't selling the falcons. But he's not giving up. Although he's going to have to sell at least one of the falcons. Otherwise he can't put down a farm. Child putting down 2 more warrens. Very optimistic. He cannot afford that. And Giga is back up to an 8 farm economy. Child has already marked this as a win for Goris, I can see. Sorry, not Child, Gentleman has already marked it as a win for Goris on the spreadsheet. Has no faith. Child going for a full sell. Is he going to try and mole this? He's going to try and mole this. I don't think that's going to work. But maybe. Let's see what happens. He's spending a lot on mills. These mills are pretty far away, but they are hidden. These mills are definitely going to get up. Oh, but Child is also starving. Can he get a full 9 moles out? If he can, I think he can do it. Okay, he's got 5. He needs to go. He doesn't have time to wait. And Giga sees him. One squirrel gets some vision. So now Child's got to run. I don't think 5 is going to do it. He's going for the empty mill as well, which is not the right one. I mean, congratulations, you got a mill. Alright, Child finally gives up. And now it is a owl versus boar. I would have really loved for Child to win there with the moles. Just so Gent would have had to go back and change his whatchamacallit, spreadsheet. But unfortunately, it couldn't happen. Alright, Squirrel Falcon, Skunk Cam, Snake Owl against Squirrel, Toad, Pigeon, Falcon Cam, Boar. Oh yeah, Child gets Boar twice in a row. What the hell is that? Kerper is apparently streaming Tooth and Tail. Good to know. Alright. Okay, here comes Giga. He's the one moving in. Child actually expanded first. He's got some squirrels though, and it's a long way for Giga's reinforcements to come, so I think Child should be able to hold. Maybe, maybe not. He's gonna lose a Warren probably. Possibly. No, he's not. He's gonna hold. He can actually get these two squirrels as well, but he's not pushing. Alright. Well done by Child. Holds on. It was a very long way for Giga to try and push. He goes straight into the tier 2. Goes straight for his skunks, which means Child's going to be getting ahead in economy. He's gone for his one farm. Not going too nuts. He can go back and either put down his own tier 2 or some pigeons. He's going to put down another farm. Going for chameleons. There's either chameleons or... well, it's either chameleons or falcons, but pigeons would not have been terrible. Pigeons are more squirrels. He's actually getting some toads. That's an interesting choice. Toads typically don't do that well against Squirrel Skunk. I'm confused why Child's going for 6 toads. The falcons make sense, but instead of toads, he could just have an extra chameleon. Anyway, he needs to get back because Giga's coming in. Let's see how these toads do. He gets them around the skunk gas. They don't do too bad. But both the chameleons die. And now Child is in real trouble. His falcons are coming out though, and there's not a lot of squirrels left for Giga. But Child definitely took some damage there. Though he is also 3 farms ahead, so he can afford to take some damage. I think he lost a Squirrel Warren, and that's it. He's also taking a hidden mill and putting 2 farms on it. This is unusually greedy from Child. Like, this is not just greedy by Child standards, these are greedy by any standards. He's 5 farms ahead now. If he can just hold on. But his Falcons are going down. The Scut killing all his tier 1 and surviving. His mill is going down. Child has a Falcon and a Chameleon. He needs this Chameleon to get all of these squirrels. I mean, even with this mill done, he is still technically on even economy, but my word, what a weird set of plays from Child. Like, he's never been good at going greedy. Okay, now, it won't take long for Giga to find this mill, I expect. In fact, it's the first one he goes to. Oh. Child is so supply blocked, he's never going to get these squirrels out on time. And even if he did, there's 3 skunks. Plus more squirrels from Giga. He's fighting the good fight, but he's going to lose. Giga's going to get a 2-0. That was a weird play from Child, though. That didn't need to happen. He went so greedy. Alright, so now it's Nico versus Rush, an owl versus fox. Very much in favour of the owl. Very much in favour of Nico. Okay, where is Rush? Is he still... No, Rush should be on his way. Okay, so Niccolo has to take the owl, and Pigeon has to take, well, Rush has to take the fox. Okay. Okay, here we go. Lizard, skunk, cam, owl, wire. Machine gun against lizard, pigeon, cam, snake, fox, machine gun. So, Niccolo probably wanted to take the game long with his defences. You saw someone do this earlier. Who was it? Was it Niccolo? It was... Snatch. No, it was Roman. Niccolo not having a lot of ways to shoot up in his deck, but fortunately Pigeon hasn't taken Falcons. If he did, then Niccolo would be in a lot of trouble. Oh, man, this is going to be very difficult for Pigeon if the game goes long. The fox is not going to do much against an owl, and it's not going to do anything against the defences. The only real thing he's got that's good against the owl is just massing chameleons and pigeon. Oh god, it's cold. I need to close the window. Huh. All right. All that shit. Okay, so I'm going to expect a lot of greed coming out from both players. This is a fairly balanced map. Pigeon Rush has Niccolo has a nice secure 3 bases. Pigeon Rush has a less secure 4. This one is pretty much guaranteed though. Then this one is very safe. Once he starts getting beyond that, it becomes a lot trickier. In fact, Niccolo could take this base, put up machine guns on the high ground, and really try and keep Pigeon Rush from expanding here. Restrict him to just the 3 mills. Okay, we got a tier 3 on the board. Niccolo is going for the owl, and Pigeon is going for the fox. Who's going to scout it first? Niccolo is 1 farm ahead. Pigeon Rush used to be really greedy. He appears to have fixed that. It was very easy to just walk in because he would sell most of his units and go up to 8 farms, then take another mill and put 4 farms on that, and do silly things like that. Silly levels of greed. Okay, owl is built, is supply blocked, so we need to sell something, but by the time he did it, the owl was going to be paid for anyway. He could have just sold one of the machine guns. Or sell these 3 pieces of barbed wire. They aren't doing anything anymore, because Pigeon Rush needs to get all the way through these ones anyway. Okay, so the owl is actually coming out slightly ahead of the fox still, but it shouldn't really matter. Pigeon Rush has taken the more forward of his 3 mills. He doesn't know that there's a mill up here. He actually just hasn't scouted it. Always important to scout around your base. He could set up some machine guns here and really shut this off. It's going to be good for him if he does, because they're decently good at holding off owls. Pigeon Rush never scouted the owls. In fact, Pigeon Rush hasn't really scouted anything. In all fairness, it is a bit difficult with the machine guns there, but still. Okay, Niccolo just owling up. Pigeon Rush really needs to be better on his scouting. There's a mill right here. He needs to start setting up machine guns, but he doesn't know it. He doesn't know that... Well, I mean, he should know that Niccolo is an owl if he's been paying attention, because the spreadsheet was open to anyone. So you know what tier 3 your opponent's using. In fact, that makes it very strange that he didn't take Skunks or Falcon. He's taking the extra forward mill, and is probably going to start putting machine guns down there. Very far forward. He's seen the owl now. He's got no excuse. There's one machine gun. That's a farm. That's another farm. Why are you putting down farms here? That is not going to hold. There has not been a fight this game. That is the first unit death. That lizard. Pigeon Rush is just going to get completely run over here. Remember how earlier I said Pigeon Rush used to be really greedy, but it looks like he's fixed that? Turns out he hasn't. As his entire army dies. Okay, Rush has lost, but he's going to do his I never surrender thing. Won't take too long. The fox is now dead. Just so many zeppelins. Can't believe he never scouted up this hill. Note to self, Pigeon Rush is vulnerable to proxy mills. Alright. Now they swap, so Nico's going to be taking the fox and Rush is going to be taking the owl. Alright. Lizard, Toad, Falcon, Skunk, Fox, Machine Gun against Squirrel, Pigeon, Falcon, Cam, Owl, Wire. So Pigeon Rush not really changed his deck much. Putting in the Owl, as he has to, keeping one defensive structure, although it's Wire instead of Machine Guns, and swapping out the Snake for Falcons. So, which, you know, sounds like he's changed half his deck, but he's changed it to stuff that does sort of the same stuff. He's changed a tier 3 for a tier 3, a DPS unit for a DPS unit, and a defensive structure for a defensive structure. Niccolo has... I don't think he was running Lizard Toad before. I think he had... I don't remember if he had squirrels. I think he might not have. Actually, did Pigeon have squirrels last game? I'm not sure he did. I can't remember. Oh well. Okay, so Niccolo's deck is just pretty solid. Falcon Skunk is always going to be good. Having no squirrels makes him a little bit vulnerable in the early game, but he just needs to get up to a decent lizard count and he'll be fine. Pigeon Rush could actually move in right now, but again, his poor scouting is biting him in the arse. He doesn't know that Niccolo is just on 2 Warrens. 6 lizards can't beat 9 squirrels. You could just move in, gun down all these lizards and start picking off farms, but... Lizards can beat Squirrel Mole, but they don't just beat it. It's not a hard counter by any means. Alright, here comes Niccolo. He's had time to build up his lizard count. Falcon's coming out, but he's getting immediately gunned down. Pigeon Rush really needs to work on his scouting. And now he's losing farms. Alright, Pigeon Rush trying to do some own damage. His Falcon staying alive for a while on 1 HP because of this cam tanking. Niccolo is trying to go up for a Fox and for full 8 farms, so this is a good moment to attack, but Pigeon Rush is retreating. No! Why? You were so far ahead in army! You could have absolutely destroyed him! He could have, all these far forward Warrens, he could have just cleared them up. Got this entire mill. Then the tier 3. Like, he could have won the game right there. He still could. He's still far ahead. Although a certain amount of that is the wire, but only 70. That might be enough, actually, looking at the graph. But he's going to go for his tier 3. He's going to go for 2 tier 3s, but Niccolo's going to get the Fox out earlier. Now, it's not clear how much poking Niccolo will be able to do. Pigeon just going to send his cams here to take care of this mill. Has to be a bit careful. Okay, Nicolo's got a decent army advantage, a pretty huge army advantage here. Especially with the chameleons on the wrong side. He comes in and tries to focus down the fox, but all it ends up meaning is that the chameleons don't really get anything. The owl is building, but at this point it can get rushed down too easily. And I mean, Pigeon Rush just doesn't have time to build any units. You can't really let your opponent take it to a macro game if they've got owls. So Nicolo plays it well and pushes in. Plays to his strengths. But Pigeon Rush really messed up by not trying to attack when he had an overwhelming army advantage. Okay, we've got now round 5. Snetch versus Goris. Boar versus Owl. Alright, this will be the last set, I believe. Squirrel Mole, Falcon, Skunk, Cam Owl against Squirrel Falcon, Skunk Snake, Boar Machine Gun. Okay. So both players just going for tier 1. Snetch is actually a fairly rough spot map-wise. He's only got this mill to expand to. It looks like he wants to push, but Giga's taken... I mean, against a forward position like this, you'd usually want to, but Giga has the mill to tank behind, and the water really slows down Snetch's movement. Now, if Giga hadn't been greedy and gone for a farm, I think he could have held. But Giga's going to get pushed back. He sells the farm, rather than losing it, and is now building moles. See, if he had just built a mole warren here, instead of the farm, Snetch would not have been able to push. No way. In fact, he might have even been able to get away with building a squirrel warren. Alright. Now Giga has his moles out. He wants to counter push. Snetch is going for tier 2. He is still ahead in army though, and Giga has to push over water. Alright, it's looking good for Snatch. Alright, Snatch is moving in with his skunks, but it's only one skunk at the moment. Giga's trying to get his own skunks out, but he's way behind in army. However, one skunk is just not enough to get that constant gas down. You can't gas up the entirety of a tier 1 ball with just one skunk. That means Snatch is going to get pushed back. And as this skunk retreats over the water, I think Giga might have been able to get it, but he was a bit hesitant on the push. Okay, Snatch has expanded, put down a mill with one farm. I wonder who's going to go for their tier 3 first, or if anyone's going to go for their tier 3. So far there's been quite a bit of aggression this game. Snatch is pushing again. He's got more squirrels, but he doesn't have the moles. Yeah, however, he does have the 2 skunks this time, but then again, so does Giga. He could have focused fired the mill there. I think he could have. He should have. And he's microing his skunks back so much that they're not actually getting to shoot. They finally do start shooting, but it's too little too late. I think that's a poorly handled engagement by Snatch. Now he's definitely behind. He does have the better economy by one farm, which is a whole 25% at this stage in the game, but Giga's catching up and is actually overtaking. Now Giga has 2 falcons to go with his tier 1 ball. Alright, Giga's the one who's coming in now. Snatch wanted to give himself a bit more time. He's trying to focus down these falcons, but he's doing it from inside the gas. Everyone's losing everything. Oh, all the tier 2 go down. And all the tier 1. Snatch is now 1 farm behind. He needs to sell something. He's putting down another farm, which I can see. He needs to do that because Giga has 3 farms down. But Snatch needs to sell a warren. He's supply blocked. He's seriously supply blocked. He needs to sell some squirrels. That's good. Okay, now he might actually be able to get out his skunks, but I mean, he keeps on putting down farms. Just think, if Snatch had focus fired this mill, it would have gone down, and Giga would be in a lot of trouble. He would have had to... I mean, Snatch lost the fight anyway, so Snatch wouldn't have been in any worse off a position. But Giga wouldn't have been able to go for as many farms. Certainly not as quickly. He would have had to spend at least a whole extra 60 food on the mill, which is a big deal in this late game. Alright. Giga's pushing, but Snatch has just been supply blocked for so long that he's not able to hold. He doesn't have any army. And this is going to be GG for Giga. Alright, here we go. Swapping the tier 3s over. An American Pocket Bot has started signups. Just this one. Just this one game. So we got Squirrel, Falcon, Skunk Cam, Snake, Boar against Squirrel Lizard, Ferret Skunk, Wolf Balloon. Yeah, this is the last one. I think after this I'm going to take a short break, about 10 minutes, and then come back and do ranked until the American PBC starts up. I want to go get myself some tea for my throat, stop talking for a bit, and go to the toilet. So that'll probably take like 10-15 minutes-ish. And then we'll just go play some ranked. I don't know if Trumpet and Kin are going to be around to help me cast the American PBC. So I might be doing that all by myself, which will take another 3 hours. And that'll take us up to hour 8. And then we've got the Sudoku to do, which could take, I mean, it's traditionally taken about 30 minutes, but hopefully we'll be getting better at it. I want to keep doing the Sudokus until we are able to actually do the insane level Sudokus in good time. You know, we are going to become Sudoku masters. Why though? I don't know, I just want to. That's what I want to do. Like, I have two settings with games. I have try it once and never go back to it, or I want to master this game. I want to be the best in the world at it. I mean, not the best in the world, but I'd like to be quite good, very least. That's why I'm not really happy with my Tooth and Tail performances. I'm no longer one of the best in the world. I'm just sort of good, and that bothers me. All right, so Snetch gain down his wolf, Giga gain down his boar. Snetch trying to find a way in with his lizards, but there's just no flanking route here. He'd have to come across here, and then maybe he could get in. But Giga is watching him very carefully. This doesn't look good for Snetch. If the board does come out, it's a little bit tricky to try and just lizard your way through a boar. It can be done, and I don't know if... I mean, wolf buff lizards should be better at it, but it's going to be difficult. Not to mention the wolf is very delayed. Snetch has not scouted this boar, but Giga has scouted the wolf. Hello, Chard. Alright, here comes Snatch. He could just go for a base race, actually, if he's a bit patient. No, he's going for the pigs. That's not the right strategy there. Honestly, if Snatch had just waited here, and then when he started getting attacked, he just fucking base raced, he probably could have made it. But, I mean, he's got his wolf out. He technically has a bigger army, but... the 4 skunks should be good at dealing with all these squirrels. It's just, I don't know how he's going to deal with the boar itself. Like, his lizards are already all dead. The skunk gas is going to take forever to kill the boar. Oh, but actually, he manages to do it. He loses a fair number of warrens, and he loses a pig, but he keeps the wolf alive. Just throwing tier 1 at it until the problem resolves itself. You know war selection. No? I mean, I've seen you playing it a lot, but I don't know anything about it. Alright. Giga trying to get out another boar means Snatch has an opportunity to come in. But he's not really microing his units particularly well. He keeps his lizards in the skunk gas just so they can get 1 pig. And after all that, he loses his wolf and he's still a pig behind. Some poor micro by Snatch. Not prioritizing the right units. And now he is not... He's refusing to sell. You gotta sell Warren, Snatch. Come on. You gotta sell. You're so supply blocked. You're never gonna get that wolf back up. You need to sell it. Now Giga can just come in. There's no way Snatch can get up enough tier 1 to kill this boar. And Giga's gonna take it. And that means Goris takes this 2-0. Alright, so now there's just Rush versus Roman to finish off. And that's the series. Now, let's have a quick look here. At the scores, down here you can see... These are the scores by player. And these are the scores by tier 3 team. Badger is currently winning at 6, but that's its last update, round 4. Okay, so if Roman wins this, it will get another point. We're still waiting for Gentleman to just tally up the scores here. Child... No, Goris getting the most wins overall with 9. 2 of them over Child, so... If Child had just won one of his games, this would be even. Yeah, who did you lose to, Goris? Goris. Oh, you lost to Nico in a Wolf v Fox matchup, so Nico did have the advantage there. Alright, I'm just going to wait for these scores to come in, and then I am going to take a tea break. Oh, you got a good lizard rush on you. Ah, so it wasn't even the tier 3 that did it. scores are up to date. Okay, so just Rush versus Roman left. So whether or not Team Badger wins is up to Roman. Otherwise, it's a tie between Badger and Wolf. But Goris won as far as players are concerned. Child comes second. Then Nickham and Snetch are joint third and fourth. Roman comes fifth, and Rush brings up the rear. He's got a chance to get a second point though if he takes down Roman, and he does have the advantage there with the Fox versus Badger. In fact, we could actually go take a peek. How's this game going? Okay, so Rush is ahead on economy. He's getting his tier 2 out. Roman's holding with the Squirrel Lizard. Might try and push in before the Skunks are done. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing, but one skunk is done. Is he going to be able to get the farm? The building farm he is. Rush once again being very greedy, and it coming to haunt him. I'd love to see how much he'd scouted, but Rush losing 3 farms there. Now he wants to push with his 2 skunks, but he doesn't have anything to help the skunks, which means they're just getting rushed down. And this, I think, might be GG. Roman could snowball from here. No, Roman's going to play it safe, just going to get an extra farm. Yeah, I'm going to stream American. But I'm going to take a quick break to get some tea. Then I'm going to come back and play some ranked until the American starts. Just going to wait to see how this ends up. The poor connection is really like making it take a lot longer. Oh what?
Aren't going to be able to.
Let's see what Kin has to say.
Any damage to them. Looks like he's going to get cleaned up, and this could be a big
problem.
Oh,
wait, Pigeon died while I was doing that.
But it doesn't look like Roman wants to push out. He just wants to back up, heal up his forces, and keep powering.
Roman is in such a dominant position.
Get enough Falcons, it's going to be just a massive amount of DPS coming Pigeon Rush's way. I don't know how Pigeon Rush is going to do it.
Pigeon Rush does not have enough skunks to deal with this amount of tier 1. And he doesn't have enough tier 1 to deal with this amount of Falcons.
Leading the way, it's going to be really hard for Pigeon to retreat.
Like, Roman can just move in here.
This looks like it's probably game. Roman looking like he can take it. Thankfully, Pigeon has that other mill
so
up,
many
but
mines?
I don't know that he has enough army to stop what's coming. He does have
7
mines
mines
around, and probably some of these units are going to die to the mines, but so many flyers means that even if he loses his entire ground army, he's probably still in an okay place.
Yeah. These mines aren't doing anything. They're in a really weird position. They need to be over here, where the army was coming through.
Or loses his last mill, whichever he decides. Looks like the final match of the event is going to go to Roman, which should put him in 3rd place and make Badger the 1st place tier 3 in the whole event. So I know people. I think Gent has been saying that the Badger is just a garbage unit. I don't know if I'm putting words in your mouth, but
Yep.
it's under-respected this tournament.
Yep, Badger won, and it was all because of the Badger. As you saw in that game, Badger played a big role. Alright, so Roman comes joint third. Oh no, wait. No, he comes regular third. Assuming this is updated, so it's Goris, Roman. No, sorry. Goris, Child, Roman, Nico Snatch, joint 4 and 5, and then Rush in 6th. Okay. And that is the best of 2 tournament for now. I wonder if there's any way I can put up a Be Right Back sign. Probably not extraordinarily quickly.